Hello, this is Mr. Adams coming to you with a kind of a review lesson for area and perimeter. But I'm going to use the lesson that you folks just did, or some of you haven't turned it in yet, lesson 106, page 377, which is due today, Monday. We're going to use that lesson. So right now, put the video on pause, go get your math book, get your homework. Even if you've turned it in, that's fine. We're going to go over it, see if you got it right. Those of you that turned it in, I saw a lot of mistakes. So that's why I'm going through this video with you. So go ahead, get it, and let's get started. All right, the first problem, you have a rectangle, and it is 9.3 by 4.5. We're doing area first. Area equals length times width. So area equals 9.3 times 4.5, and your final answer there then is 41.85. Length times width, real simple, all right? When you get to parallelogram, you're going to have base times height. It's still basically the same thing, but they just show the formula differently. You're going to have to memorize the formulas. You got to memorize the formulas. They're going to ask you for those on quizzes and tests. All right. So perimeter, real quick. Perimeter is the distance around it, but since the opposite sides are equal, this side up here is 9.3, this side over here is 4.5. So we're going to say the perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So you're going to have 2 times 9.3 plus 2 times 4.5, all right? And when you do the math, your final answer, you got to go 2 times 9.3, 2 times 4.5, and the perimeter is going to be 27.6. Now remember the area, when I gave you the area, that I don't think I labeled it, but that should be in square measures. Square inches, square feet, whatever they give it to you. All right. This does not have to be. Remember, area is taking this. How much space does it cover? It's in square measures. This is just the distance around it. If you forget the formula, just add all 4 sides together. You'll still do okay. All right. Next, number 2 is a parallelogram. On the parallelogram that they give you, it shows you, I put this rectangle here to show you that actually when you start doing the perimeter, the formulas are the same. But when you're doing the area, this right here, that 4 centimeters, that is not part of your area formula. And I'll show you. Area formula equals, all right, base times height, they call it. Because you got to be careful. This is not the height. They're going to have to give you a dotted line in here and give you the height. That's what you use for the area. So here you use the 3.9, all right, which is the height times the base. So area equals 8.7 times 3.9. All right, it's going to be a little less than 9 times 4, right? A little less than 9, a little less than 4. So 4 times 9 is 36. It's going to be a little less than that. So the area there ends up being 33.93. And that's square centimeters or centimeters squared. All right? That's how you do that one. Perimeter, quickly. Whoops. Okay, I'm back. Perimeter. You're going to have perimeter is still equal to 2L plus 2W. But this is the width. All right? Not this. So use this for area. You use this for perimeter. So 2L plus 2W, perimeter equals 2 times 4. Oops, we're going to use length. 2 times 8.7 plus 2 times 4. You do the math, you work it out, all right? And you see the perimeter is 25.4, and that's centimeters. It's not squared because it's not area, all right? Go ahead, you do that, you get the answer. Make sure you got to be showing your work on your math. A lot of you are just putting down answers. I can't tell where you're making your mistakes. I don't have time to figure that out if I can't see your work. I don't know if you're multiplying wrong, not using the right formula. So show your work. I'll start telling you to redo the problems if you don't show your work. Let's take a look. Number 3 is a triangle. With a triangle, you have area. Remember, a triangle is half of a rectangle or half of a parallelogram. So the formula for area is 1/2 base times height, because a triangle is half of a parallelogram or half of a rectangle. Right? So you're going to say here, you're going to go area equals, now they got to give you the height. Make sure you use that dotted line for your height. Don't use this number. Right? This is not, 6 feet is not the height. 7 feet is the height. So 1/2 times the base, which is 16, times the height, which is 7. Now, do you see something here? Remember, it doesn't matter which order you multiply these in. I can take 17 times 6 and divide it by 2. Remember, multiplying by half is the same as dividing by 2. So, I could say area equals, I could take 1/2 of 16 and multiply it by 7. Well, I know what half of 16 is. So that's 8 times 7, which equals 56, and it's feet squared, or square feet. Sorry about my writing. It's kind of hard to do, all right? So that's the area. Remember, 1/2 base times height. You got to use the height. Perimeter of a triangle. Perimeter of a triangle. You just add the 3 sides together. Just add the 3 sides up. So the perimeter is, or the formula is side plus side plus side. All right? Add the 3 sides together. So I'm going to take perimeter equals 8 plus 16 plus 6. You just add those up and you get your perimeter. All right? Simple as that. Oops. I put multiplication signs. Plus. All right? Add them up. You're just finding the distance around it. All right? Number 4 is a rectangle. I'm not going to do that one. It's the same formula. Length times width, 23 times 3 for your area, and then 2 times the length plus 2 times the width for your perimeter. Number 5 is again another triangle. So your area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 base times 11 times 6. Doesn't matter what way you multiply these. You could say 11 times 6 divided by 2. Okay, let's do that. Or you could take half of 6 and get 3 and multiply that by 11. That works as well. All right? You can do it either way. But let's take a look. Let's say 11 times 6, I know that's 66. And half of that, half of 66 is 33. Isn't it? 33, and it's square yards. All right. Now let's take a look again. Show you that again. Perimeter. You're adding all those up. 11 plus 13 plus 6. Okay? That's how you're doing it. That's perimeter. All right. Next, the last one is the one that's a little bit trickier. All right? And I wrote some things out ahead of time. All right. So you've got a square. All right? You've got a square. A square has all 4 sides the same. So when you're figuring the area, it's still length times width or base times height. It's still the same thing. But you're multiplying, this is 9 yards, 1 foot, 9 yards, 1 foot. You're multiplying those 2 numbers together. All right? So the formula for the area is side squared, or side times itself. You're multiplying this times this. That's how you're doing it. Squared means times itself, side times side. all right, times itself. Now, the tricky part is it gives it to you in 9 yards, 1 foot. You can't multiply feet and inches together. You can't do that, all right? So you have to change that foot to yards. Well, how many feet are in a yard, class? 3, right, 3 feet in a yard. You've got 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. So you have 9 yards and 1 foot, which is the same as 9 1/3 yards. So I'm going to take 9 1/3 area, 9 1/3 times 9 1/3. You're going to multiply that out, and it's going to give you your answer. 9 1/3 times 9 1/3 gives you your answer of 87 1/9. Well, my marker's running out. 87 1/9. Remember, multiplication, you got to change these to improper fractions, multiply them out, divide it, get your answer. All right. Then, all right, for the perimeter, it's just 4 times S. That's not a 5, that's an S. 4 times the side. Because you have 4 sides, they're all the same. So 4 times one of the sides, or you can just add all 4 of them up if you want to do that, but it's easier just to multiply one of the sides times 4, because there's 4 of them, right? And that gives you your answer for the perimeter, which is 37 1/3. Whoops. 37 1/3. 87 1/9. Now, so if you did these, checking your paper, if you did these and you didn't get that answer, see where you made your mistake, all right? Very good. That's a review for area and perimeter. And we'll get back to the, make sure that you're memorizing your formulas and your shapes and so on for coming quizzes and tests. Quiz 11 is due today. All right, bye-bye.